Ladies and gentlemen, Democratic Senator Adam Schiff has pretty much just betrayed America. In a desperate attempt to sabotage peace negotiations between Ukraine and Russia, Senator Adam Schiff is now publicly attacking not only President Trump, but also the will of the American people. And honestly, it's a little bit disgusting. You see, Adam Schiff just went on a long-winded rant accusing Trump of running a protection racket against Ukraine and betraying NATO, all while completely ignoring the fact that a majority of Americans are done with this war. But hey, before I respond to all of Adam Shifty Schiff's un-American talking points, I want you guys to hear what he has to say for yourselves. Take a look.
Well, there's a meeting in the White House of the leader of the free world, and Donald Trump is also going to be there because, sadly, he's not the leader of the free world. It's turning, the administration is turning American foreign policy into a kind of protection racket. So I'm deeply concerned about this, and the fact that in the run-up to this meeting, the administration has so badly betrayed our Ukraine ally and our NATO allies, blaming Ukraine for the war, calling Zelensky a dictator, and then demanding mineral rights to not even provide a security guarantee, but essentially to maintain good favor with the president. And I just have never felt such shame about American policy before, and I don't know how our allies trust us after this. In terms of what I can hope for out of this meeting, I can only hope the president doesn't betray our ideals more than he has already, that Ukraine isn't forced to give up something for nothing, that nothing the president says or does in this meeting is going to further undermine Ukraine's position in any negotiation that goes on. I have to think that Zelensky is coming to this meeting in an effort to try to right the relationship and by trying to give up something for the goodwill of the president, because it certainly doesn't appear like he's getting much in this deal by way of a real security guarantee.
Folks, where do we even begin with all of this nonsense? Senator Adam Shifty Schiff calls Zelensky the, quote, leader of the free world. Folks, that is hilarious, because last time I checked, Zelensky banned opposition parties, shut down media outlets that criticized him, and canceled elections. Then, Schiff accuses Trump of running a, quote, protection racket. Really? Because America has been single-handedly funding Europe's defense for decades. And then finally, Adam Schiff claims Trump is forcing Zelensky to, quote, give up something for nothing. Excuse me? The war in Ukraine has already cost almost 1 million lives, maybe 1 million already. The only thing Zelensky would be giving up is more bloodshed. So folks, let's go through all of this point by point and completely dismantle all of Adam Shifty Schiff's pathetic, anti-American, warmongering propaganda. So first and foremost, Adam Schiff isn't just subverting Trump or the Trump administration, he's subverting the democratic will of the American people. Because as you all know, right now, President Trump has a 53% approval rating, the highest approval ratings that he's ever had. But beyond that, 63% of Americans think we should completely halt all foreign aid, including foreign aid to Ukraine, and 78% of Americans think it's time for a peace deal to be made between Ukraine and Russia. So what does Adam Schiff have to say, in spite of the overwhelming majority of Americans nationwide saying enough is enough, this war has got to come to an end? He completely ignores the will of the American people and instead pushes this never-ending war propaganda. But hey, what else can we expect from a guy, Senator Adam Shifty Schiff, who's spent his entire political career lying to the American public? Now guys, before we continue on dismantling everything that Adam Schiff had to say, I want to say real quick, if you guys enjoyed the daily news coverage, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help a ton with my daily struggle against the YouTube algorithm. But okay, let's talk about this protection racket nonsense. You see, what Adam Schiff wants you all to believe is that Trump is extorting Ukraine, but guess what the truth is? America has been subsidizing Europe's defense for decades. The reality is, every single year, the US contributes more to NATO's defense budget than every other NATO member combined, multiplied by 2 and then some. And guess what? On top of all of that, when you break it all down, when you divide it out, every single American is paying around $2,800 per year to defend Europe. So tell me again, Adam Schiff, who's really running a protection racket here? Because last I checked, most NATO countries have actually failed to meet their own contractually agreed upon defense contributions. Here's the reality, folks. The United States of America has been carrying much of Europe's dead weight in NATO, and Trump is now finally saying enough is enough. But hey, beyond our NATO contributions, let's talk about Ukraine specifically. So far, the United States of America has given Ukraine more money than all of the countries in the European Union combined. Also, check this out. 84% of all the aid that we've given Ukraine has been in the form of grants. That means no strings attached. Meanwhile, only 65% of Europe's aid has been grant money. 35% of the support that Europe has given Ukraine has been in the form of loans. They expect to get that money back. So once again, I don't exactly want to get lectured by Adam Schiff about how the United States of America are the ones running a protection racket. In reality, America has been footing the bill for Europe's problems, and Trump is the first president in decades with the guts to say, no more, enough is enough. And also, by the way, remember when President Trump told all the NATO countries that they needed to start paying their fair share, and then magically, guess what happened? They all actually started contributing more? That, ladies and gentlemen, is called leadership. That is something that Senator Adam Schiff wouldn't recognize if it hit him in the face. But folks, here's really the most disgusting part about what Senator Adam Schiff had to say. If you remember, Schiff says that President Trump is forcing Zelensky to, quote, give up something for nothing. That, ladies and gentlemen, is evil. Hundreds of thousands of people have died as a consequence of the war in Ukraine, fighting a war that they were never going to win in the first place. And guess what? Adam Schiff doesn't care about that. Adam Schiff doesn't care about Ukraine. He doesn't care about the lives being lost. He doesn't care about NATO. He doesn't care about America. All he cares about is the endless war and the money that can be made off of it. Because peace, that doesn't make him or his donors any money. And for politicians like Adam Schiff, that is the bottom line. So folks, here's the truth. This war never should have happened, but now it has to come to an end. It's over. Ukraine is losing. The world knows it. Even Lindsey Graham knows it. And guess what? Adam Schiff knows it too. And that's why he's freaking out right now. That's why he's melting down. That's why he's spewing these ridiculous warmongering talking points, because he knows that Trump is going to put an end to this war and there's nothing he can do about it. And you know what? In my opinion, that is a good thing. You see, Americans, very understandably so, want peace in Eastern Europe. We don't want this war to continue. We want the bloodshed to stop. And also, we want our tax dollars to be spent here in America domestically, as opposed to funding never-ending foreign wars. So folks, let's all give a little prayer that people like Adam Schiff don't get their way and that this war finally comes to an end. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be a wrap for today's video, so please go down below in the comment section and let me know what you think about all of this. Please like the video if you liked it. Like I said earlier, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and of course, as always, stay safe.